Good afternoon and welcome to Lesson 20. Now we've kind of been making a shift from addition and subtraction to multiplication and division, and that's going to continue on today with 3 ways to show division. Now, with these 3 ways to show division, we're saying the same thing in all of them. It's just written out in different forms. So you need to be familiar with the fact that all of them are all showing division. They all can be read the same way, but they're just 3 different ways of showing the same problem. So today, lesson 20, 3 ways to show division. Now let's start off with 2 of the most common ways, which the first one would be 12 divided by 4. This is commonly known as using the division house. So 12 divided by 4. Now just so that you are aware, we start with the inside the house when we read it. 12 divided by 4. Now, that's the most common way of seeing it. You see the little division house, 12 divided by 4. Now, another way to see that same problem would be 12 divided by 4. And there again, we always are going to start, when it's written this way, you start on the first number, just like starting on the inside of the house. And our division sign looks a little differently when we're writing it out horizontally like that. Now, the third one is going to look like a format that is very familiar to you, but not in this way. And that would be 12 divided by 4. Now you may say to yourself, well, yeah, I can see I'm starting here at the top, and my division sign kind of looks like a division sign, but the whole thing looks very much like a fraction. And would you believe that a fraction is actually a division problem? So those are the 3 basic ways of writing a division problem. And just as a reminder, you want to start here, and start here when you're reading. So those are the 3 different ways to show division. Now what I want to do is look at each one of them and give you the terms for each part of them. And really, the 3 terms are going to stay the same. They just move around their spot. So let's take a look at those 3 terms. Now our first term is the dividend. Now, the easiest way to remember that is you're always going to begin with the end. So let's put a little note for ourselves. Begin with the end. The dividend. So the dividend is the one that we say first. The next one is the divisor. The divisor. And then the third part is the answer, which is called the quotient. So we have the dividend, the divisor, and the quotient. Now, with those 3 parts, let's look at them in relation to how they're laid out, just so you can always make sure you know which is which. The parts have names, and the quotient is always going to be your answer. So in our first problem of 12 divided by 4 equals 3, well, let's get us a nice thick pen here so we can see it. The 12 is our dividend, because we begin with the end. the 4 is our divisor. Whoops. Divisor. And our 3 is the answer is the quotient. So again, if you can remember, begin with the end. That'll help you out. Now again, if we were to move to the other format, which would be 12 divided by 4 equals 3, well, the same things take place there. Same names. We begin with the end, so we would say dividend, and then divisor, and then our quotient. Oops, just barely squeezed it in there. The dividend, the divisor, and the quotient. Now finally, the last layout is the one that looks like a fraction. So let's go ahead and lay that one out as well. And once again, we would start with the problem itself, which is 12 divided by 4 equals 3. And here again, when we actually put down the titles, we start with the end. So this is our dividend. Oops. Our divisor, and our answer is the quotient. So dividend, divisor, and quotient. So if you can always remember to start with the end, you will be reading all division problems correctly. So let's try 3 simple problems. I'm going to write them. I want you to read them correctly, making sure you're going in the right order. So if I said, how would you read that? Hopefully you said 15 divided by 5 equals 3. That's the easiest one because your dividend comes first. What if we said and I said go ahead and read that one. Hopefully you did not say 5 divided by 15 because that would be wrong. Starting at the end, the dividend would be 15 divided by 5 equals 3. And then finally, if we had and read that one, hopefully you started right here and said 15 divided by 5 equals 3. So those are just the parts, the elements of a division problem, and just making sure that you always know you're going to start with the end and just knowing where the end is. The end can be at the very beginning, like here and here, or the end could be inside the house. But when you're reading it, make sure you know that first one is the dividend, then you read the divisor, and then your answer is going to be the quotient. And really, that's all that there is today, knowing how to read them and knowing what each of the parts are called. So, pretty easy stuff. Hopefully you'll have no problem when we do it tomorrow. Remember, if you have any questions, be sure to put a question mark by it so you can ask me in class tomorrow. Have a fabulous night.